We all have choices we can make every day. We make plans for the day, for the week, for the month, 5-year plans, retirement plans, right? Those are all choices we make. But when did you have a choice that you made that was in the present moment? Because that is a huge ticket and key to what's going on with you, especially if you're experiencing burnout. But when you are running businesses and you have teams of all sizes in all industries, it doesn't matter. We all are constantly making choices from the minute we wake up. Hell, we make a choice to wake up, right? So I'd like you to spend some time thinking about your choices. Are you choosing the choices that align with your core values? Are you holding your ground when it comes to your boundaries? Because that's where I see it come and fail the most is your core values aren't aligned with your lifestyle. So when you go to make choices, your boundaries are pressed and you give easily. Why aren't you worth it? Why aren't you worth holding that boundary? Why is your team more important than you? Why is your family more important than you? Why is everyone more important than you? But when you are making these choices, that's what you're saying. I bring this up because recently I ran across, actually, it happened multiple times in one week, and that's why it came up. But I ran across some executives who were making choices because they were feeling pressed to make a decision. Normal, right? That happens in our roles, especially in these types of roles. The higher you go up in leadership, we get pressed for decisions. And then it's like, hey, settle down. You don't need that answer right now. Do you have a work environment where your company is in a constant firefighting mode? Settle down and be the example of that. And then tell them to settle down, right? Nothing is an emergency unless it really is, which when it really is an emergency, what choices are happening when you're constantly being berated and keeping your stress levels at those toxic levels, right? It's not good. So we need to settle down. Things can always wait for another day, another hour, another minute. Nothing is that urgent in most of our businesses. Now, at the same time, there are industries that suffer from this, right? Especially first responders. You actually are in a situation where it's constant. So don't get stuck in that cycle because that's what happens. We get stuck in these cycles of constant stress. And a lot of times it's our choice and we don't realize it because we give in here, we give in there. Oh, that's an easy decision. I'll just do that right now. Or, oh, I can take care of that. Right. So it just becomes easy. And then there's an expectation that either you or the people around you set that you are going to respond immediately. That doesn't need to be the case. Only respond in emergencies. And after an emergency, take a moment, sit, be present, reflect on what just happened. Maybe it's at the end of your shift. Reflect on the shift, right? What happened with your team? But maybe it's at the end of your day. Maybe it's at the end of a meeting. Whatever it is, just take a moment and reflect on it. Even just jot down a few notes in your phone, right? Just so you can come back to it even. But doing that and making the choice to be present in that moment and then to be present with the choices that follow, it's going to dramatically change your and your team's stress levels and make it a much more pleasant work environment.